Hi. Recently I got asked how to create a puddle in VRED, so a water surface. The question was related to a YouTube video that I've done here on the official VRED YouTube channel related to the GPU ray tracing in the 2021 version. And what you can see here as well, we have here a water surface or a puddle on that scene, and I want to quickly show you how to do that in VRED, and therefore I'm showcasing you that scene here as well, so that you are able to create that puddle here. So first of all, I'm selecting the puddle, and the puddle is basically nothing else than just a simple quadratic plane, which you can create in VRED as well. That doesn't matter, and you have to place it on top of your ground, on top of your ground texture or ground object, and then assign a glass material to it. So we have here now a glass material. Like you can see here in the material editor, I'm setting the index of refraction. So I'm selecting the medium to water, which changes the index of refraction to a water index. And that is basically the first step. Normally I'm doing the reflection color a little bit lower so that it looks a little bit more natural. The next thing is we don't have a water surface which is quadratic. We want to have natural boundaries, like we can see here, these natural boundaries. And how to do that is I'm using here in a transparency channel a mask to cut areas out. So I have here basically loaded in a black and white image that tells me which areas are transparent and which not. I'm showing you this here in Photoshop. So it's this black and white image. You can create this for your own as well, just using a brush, and create your own puddle or water surface, whatever you want. Normally a mask is working the other way around. So it means all the black areas are 100% transparent and white not. But this is not a problem for VRED, because in VRED itself we have, in case you have done the mask the other way around, we have this invert texture. When isolating that, it's maybe a little bit more obvious, like you can see here. So I can invert the texture, or if I don't use any texture, then what you can see now, I have a water surface which is fully quadratic, which doesn't make obviously sense. Okay, I'm having now this texture. Need to put it on invert again to get my puddle back. And then there's only one step missing. Zooming a little bit more in. So what you can see here now is on these reflections. By the way, you only can see them when you're in ray tracing. So I'm here on GPU ray tracing now. So you have to be on ray tracing to be able to see these real-time reflections on the water surface. The reflections itself, you see that these are not very perfect, because the water surface is also not perfectly planar. That means I need to add some imperfections to it, and this can be done with the bump texture. And we have a very handy tool for that I'm also very often using for grainy surfaces like rough paints or stuff like that, or eroded structures, which is a parametric structure, use structure. And when you put that off, you can see directly the reflections are back to normal. They are perfect now, but we don't want to have that, because we want to have this natural look. So I'm using the structure again, and my values are like that, 800. I can put it a bit lower to showcase you that stuff. So now we have this little tiny waves, make them even more lower. So we have this little ripples, and but I want to have them a bit more bigger. So you can play around with these values, whatever you want to. And bump intensity shouldn't be too high. Yeah, and that is basically the puddle, what you have. Additionally, you can, for this bump texture, for example, you can play around with this value and animate them. Just select the material, and you can see here in the curve editor the water in this channel, the water. Scroll down to the bump area. You might maybe change and create keys for the offset or for the size. Just go on key selected and you key it. But I don't want to go don't want to show you now how to animate stuff. This is just how to get this water surface or puddle done. And this was basically it. Thank you very much. I hope this was helpful. Bye.